Hi, Mike the MC, bringing you another self-care video. I'm a little under the weather today with a bit of a cold. Finally got me, but I'm not complaining because I'm posting another video for the audience, for you all, and I'm starting to get more comfortable with just posting videos wherever. So this is great for me because now I'm appreciating just using my tools with what I got. And so kind of sharing you an update with the snow. It did melt away. Yeah, take a look at that. Yeah, it all melted away. Now it's all going for the sun. But it links with the topic of the video, which is appreciation. And I think one way to think of it with something good that we have, and then when we lose it, I mean, how many of us can recall, man, if I had only dated that girl, that guy, took that effort to apply for that job. Appreciation. But then you can also say, what about regret? And I think, okay, how do you distinguish between regret and appreciation? And I would say, okay, regret would be the one thing where to regret something that you put something negative on yourself and that, man, if I had done this, if I had changed the way I approached that lady, that job interview, talked to that guy, things would be different. And so now it didn't pan out the way I thought it would. Oh, now I got to blame myself for it. I mean, yeah, we're accountable, but then there comes a point where it becomes too self-destructive, too damaging to us, our well-being, our psyche, to where we think, okay, if I'm not appreciating who I am, I'm just going to self-destruct. Then how can you grow and move forward with finding something new? That's something to think about, because if we don't appreciate ourselves while we lose, then we're just going to really break down and not really do anything anymore. What can we do if we're just pretty much just downplaying, just putting ourselves down, just saying, okay, I can't do that project anymore. I can't lift that many weights. I can't apply for this job. I can't go for this new degree. I can't be the judge or whatever the position is. I can't do it just because I have self-doubt. The self-doubt creeps in. It creeps in many ways. The way we work, the way we talk, the way we organize. Like even my room, it's just a little bit of a mess. But hey, what am I complaining about? Point is, it's an organized mess. So leads up to this point of a positive approach. That's where being optimistic comes into play. Yes, it's good to be real. Good to understand, okay, I did mess up. I did that action and now I got to pay the price. But then having a little bit of optimism to say, okay, I'm now going to go for that next step, that next job application. Ask the next girl out. Ask the next guy. Because I know I have value. I know that I'm worth it. I could go out there just like anybody else and be great. It's not just wishful thinking. Put in the time. Put in the effort to become better at your craft, your skill. Lift the weights. What do you do on the off time? That is where the winners start to take over the world. What do you do after work? When everyone's asleep. When everyone's away from the house. When everyone is no longer at work. What sets you apart from the rest of the group? How do you stand at the top of the gang? How do you become the leader? Yes, work and effort go into play. But add the skill. Add the ingredient of motivation. That ingredient of motivation, that can carry you so far. I am just going to be the best because I know that I'm the best. I can carry this through because I know what it's like to lose the game so badly, and I do not want to have that taste of loss again. I don't want to be defeated. I want to win. The vigor, the motivation comes into play. Yeah, I know I beat it in my chest right there, but the point is, you got to have motivation. You got to believe. You got to have a little faith in yourself too. And yes, my channel having some religious background, okay. For Catholics, we believe in God, and we hope that we can do the job. We pray that we can be blessed to do the application well, asks the next girl out. but even for the non-religious. I mean, your skills, they come into play. That's what I appreciate with hard work and effort from the person's side. I took the time, hours after work, to become great. I learned a new language. I learned a new skill. I got the next certification. I can now apply for that next job and climb the ladder of success. Someone will say, okay, well, now you're just going to jump in a rat race. You're competing against other people. You can appreciate your life in a different way. Understand that there are milestones that you went through. You got your college degree if you went that route. You became an electrician if you went that route just right after high school. And recognize the milestones in your life. These milestones are important to us because they help us appreciate the journey we went through, the people we met, the experiences. For my journey, my experiences, engineer to seminarian to now social worker and hopefully life coach. These milestones are great because I can look back and say, wow, I worked on this project. I was there. I worked with that person. I can now apply this to different areas, the next milestones in my life, because I have that experience to share and help others avoid mistakes as well, and maybe even improve, become more successful just because of that experience. Milestones are important. And so I know I would label this video appreciation, but maybe it should be milestones. The idea that, okay, life is growth. Growth and taking steps. I went to another state when I applied for my first engineering job. I met good people. I didn't last that long, but I came back knowing that I gained so much experience and I was so happy. I just felt I had to come back. And I did. I came back to my home state. And I can appreciate the people, the culture that I met. Could bring some of those ideas to my place now because I have that knowledge of what another place does to appreciate the people in that town. When you recognize different culture and you bring it back with you, then comes another part that you may face. Do people appreciate that you're bringing that culture with you? The fact that you know this and that? Sometimes people may not appreciate that because they recognize, wow, this is a cultured person. This person understands this. Now he's outshining me. This lady, this man, I'm going to put them on the side now. And so then we develop enemies if they don't appreciate the experience that we've brought. And so then you got to make a choice. Do you work with that person? Do you work with that negative energy in that person? Do you try to help them see, or do you just move on and work with someone great? I've seen people that come up to me at the store and they say, hey, how you doing, Mike? How's it going? I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Because your former clients recognize there was something great in you. You spent the time to be with their family, their kids, to talk with them, to help them through their situation. Isn't that worth a lot of appreciation to know that you were there to help them through their situation? I think so. You may not experience the pain that they go through, but you can be there for the success and help them become successful. And that is where appreciation comes into play. It's a reflection that you are starting to appreciate life with people. You're appreciating the joy of helping people get through terrible situations. Now, the other part is setting the boundary, because you don't want to fall into a situation and fall into a toxic situation. You want to be able to set that boundary and say, okay, I did my job. Now I'll move on with my life. Okay. Toxic relationships. Helping a friend out. That's great. Help them through it. But then help your friend, help them recognize that they have strength within themselves. And you don't have to carry all the burden of that toxic relationship. Take care of your family too. Yourself. And yes, I know I'm giving opinions, but in the hierarchy of appreciation, appreciate who you are as a person, the people in your life, and go out there and then help people in your community. Thank you, everyone. This was a great video. Hope you all have a great day. See you later.